Hello friends, welcome to Advanced Coding channel. My name is Chirayu Joshi and in this tutorial series we are discussing Git and GitHub. This is the second part of our tutorial series, and in our previous video we discussed what is Git, what is GitHub, difference between them, and how can Git and GitHub be useful to you. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure to watch it first. In the previous tutorial, we very briefly discussed about the features of Git as well as GitHub. Now from this video, we will implement it. We will actually see it in practical by doing hands-on. So in this tutorial, we will be covering first, that is creating repository with Git GUI as well as github.com. Then we will understand what is README. Then we will understand what is license and what is contributing.md and what are the applications of these files. Then third, we will create, edit, commit and push our first file through website, means our github.com. Then we will come to some advanced concepts like creating issues. This is not a part of Git, it is actually a part of GitHub, and it is used majorly in open source projects. Then we will see creating pull requests. We will discuss it later. Then we will see how to merge pull requests, and lastly we will see solving conflicts. So let's start with our first topic, which is ways to create repository. So what is a repository? A repository can be considered as a root directory or root folder which is hosted on a server, which is GitHub in our case. As we discussed in previous video, there are many servers available which are free. It includes GitHub, GitLab as well as Bitbucket. But in this tutorial series and from this tutorial series we will use GitHub. So how can we create repository? We can use GitHub website, we can use Git CLI as well as we can use Git desktop. But as a developer, we don't use GitHub desktop very much. And I recently found GitHub desktop in previous week. Before that, I didn't even knew what is GitHub desktop. GitHub Desktop is for those who don't like to work with a command line interface, which is terminal or CMD, because GitHub Desktop provides GUI based interface. But trust me, after finishing this tutorial series, you will find Git CLI to be more simpler than this GitHub Desktop, and you will never use this GitHub Desktop later. What is a README file? README file simply contains the description of the project. README can be a markdown file or any number file, but on GitHub we usually use markdown files. Markdown file simply contains normal plain text. Markdown language is used to create a markdown file. That markdown language is simply a markup language. You might know HTML, so HTML is also a markup language. So in HTML we use different tags like heading tag, that is h1 tag, then we used bold tag b, then we use italic tag I. In similarly in a markdown file we use some specific notations like hashtag for heading, underscore for italic, and asterisk symbol for bold. Similarly, we also can attach images in a markdown file by using links. It is used for project description, and it describes project by using table of content, then different technologies used in the project. Then it can also include demo of the project, means how that software can be used. Then it also contains installation process, etc. So as you can see, I have used this readme file in one of my project, and here is the heading of the project. The name means what is the name of my project. Then it is some brief description about my project. Then here is some technologies used, which is React.js, then Node.js, MongoDB, Express, etc. These all are technologies which are used in the project. So when a user or a GitHub user visits your project, then he can easily manipulate what are the technologies used, what the project idea is, how the demo looks like, etc. Now, another concept which is used in many projects is license. Now, license decides the control of other users, means how other users can control to your project. What are the permissions they have and what are the other things that they should keep in their mind while they contribute to our project. License is used to copyright, trademark or patent your project. Now it is one of the most important thing in a project. In many great projects like Linux or React or Flutter, etc., you will always find some license. Examples of most commonly used licenses are MIT, Apache, and GPL. Among these licenses, MIT is one of the most liberal license. By using MIT license in your project, you tell your users that you can do anything with my project. But you just can't do is you can't blame me if you face any loss by using my project. The next license is Apache. It is similar to MIT license, but it has some more specifications in it. By using Apache license, you can have patent in your project. Then next license is GPL. It is one of the most restricted license. As you can see here in the below given image, by using GPL license, you tell your users that you have following permissions. Our next topic is contributing.md. What is contributing.md? It decides that how a user can contribute to your project. Let's assume that you are working on a project which has a lot of contributors. Now, each contributor may have some specific syntax of doing code. So, by using contributing.md, you specify some rules like you have to leave some two spaces for tab, etc. That is, you can specify the format of code. Then you can create a playlist, you can create a pull request checklist. Then you can also specify that what should be the commit message type. Means commit message should be short or commit message should be long, etc. This is the official contributing.md page of TensorFlow. TensorFlow is a well-known machine learning framework nowadays. It has many contributors, as you can see. As you can see, there are a total 82.3k forks. We will discuss what is fork in the later video, but as of now, you can see here many things like readme.md, then contributing.md. Here is pull request checklist. Here is some license agreement which a user should follow if he wants to contribute in the project, etc. You can also see license here. They are using Apache 2.0 license. That's it for the theory part. Now we will move on to the practical aspects of GitHub website. We will explore different functionalities of GitHub. We will start by creating an account on GitHub. Specify the kind of work which you do. As I am a student, I will select student. You can select at max 3. So after finishing these steps, you will receive a confirmation email and then you will have to verify your account. Once you verify your account, you will be redirected to this page. You can select Start Learning if you wish to learn GitHub. You can create an organization in which you can work with teams with your friends. And you can also start a new project by clicking Create a new repository. I will skip this for now. This will be the dashboard page when you visit github.com. On this dashboard page, click on Create Repository to create a new repository. So I will name it first repo. Now you can also provide description which is optional. Now next option is public or private. By if you choose private, then only you and your team members can contribute to your project. This option that is private was disabled before some time ago, maybe before 1 year ago, while recording this video. So I am choosing public. Then next step is initialize repository with README or not. So I will let it uncheck because I want to work from scratch. Next is add .gitignore. .gitignore file is a file which you will need if you work with Node.js projects, or if you have some large files in your project which you don't want to host on the server. Next is add license. So you have some standard license here. I will choose MIT license. You can also download the MIT license file and then paste into your repo. That will automatically update the license of your repo. Then next, I will create on create repository to create the repo. As you can see, the first repo, our first repo is created. It is already having a license file because I selected it. Now you can add file from here. You can create a new file or upload files. Here you can see there are different tabs. Code section shows the code or files in the repo. Then we have issues. In issues, you can either create your own issue or solve others' issue. By opening an issue, you tell the other contributors that you are facing some difficulties or you need some help. Then next section is pull request. If a user wants to contribute to your project, then he or she may send pull requests. By default, a user can't contribute to a repo directly. It is for security purpose. Suppose if you are working on a project in which you spent a lot of time while coding, and if someone tries to erase that code, then that may create a problem. So a default way for a user to contribute is to first fork the project. By fork, he clones the project into his own repository, and later on that user contributes in his own repository, and then sends the update to your main repository by sending pull requests. We will discuss it later on. Then we have actions tab. Actions is a GitHub action which is provided by GitHub as API. You can refer it by your own. The next tab is projects tab. In this projects tab, you can create a new project from this button, and later on you can contribute with your friends. It gives some features like planning your project, then sort task means you can create task and then sort task on your own personal choice, then track progress of other friends, etc. Then we have a wiki section. It is similar to our README file, but it has some more documentation features. Means you can provide whole documentation in this wiki part. You can also describe the project flow here so that others can understand your project well. Then we have security section. In security section, you can define the level of security for a project. Suppose that if you are working on a project and that project uses some libraries which are of third party, and if some user founds the vulnerability in the library which is external library, then you can define some security policies so that users can report to you. Then we have insight section. In the insight section, you can see some analytics like how many pull requests are merged, then how many pull requests are open, then how many issues are closed, how many new issues are there, etc. You can analyze your project details. Then last we have settings section in which the owner can have access to settings. You can have various settings here like GitHub pages which we will discuss later on in this video. Then we can also delete the repository from here, etc. We also have manage access and other features here. Then we have three buttons here which are onwards, star and fork. By default, when you create a repository in your account, you are by default watching that repo, or else you have option to watch any external repo. If you watch a repo, then you can get notifications when somebody commits or makes any changes in that repo. Then you have stars button. If you start this repo, and then you can watch those repos later on. As you can see, I start this repo and you can watch this repo later on. Then we have fork button. It is used to fork some others projects. Suppose that I want to contribute in a project called React because I love React very much. So I will go to React's repo by searching it. You can find a React repo here. A lot of contributors are contributing here. So if I want to contribute, then first of all I will need to open an issue that I want to contribute. It is not necessary, but it is good practice to open an issue first and then send pull request. So many people are having issues. So first of all, they send an issue. After the project manager watches that issue, and if that project manager thinks that this issue should be fixed, then he or she allows you to send pull request and later on merge that pull request into main code base. So to send a pull request, first of all we need to fork the project so that we can make changes like commit, etc. Once I fork this project, it will be cloned exactly or it will be duplicated into my account. So as you can see, I have forked it and now it is present in my account. That is advanced coding, that is my username and then that repo name. It is forked from Facebook/React. Now it is my, you can consider it as my repo and I can change here. You can see that I have edit access now because this is currently in my account. But suppose if it is not in my account, then I can't do that. Suppose that if I try to edit here, which is from Facebook's React repo, then I can't. It says edit the file in your fork of of this project. Means it will redirect me to my project and then I can fork it there. And once, sorry, I can edit it there. And once I edit it there, then I can send pull request. Now let's move to our first repo which we created earlier. Now we will create a file, let's name it readme. Now we will type some lines here. It That will be a simple lines, means simple code, but it will be in Markdown language. So in Markdown language, you can specify heading by this hash symbol. So this will be our heading, and now we will type some text. Now I have typed some text. If I want to bold this advanced coding, then I will use asterisk symbol by opening and closing advanced coding. You can also look to preview here. You can also apply other styles like italic style to some text by using this underscore. In HTML, we used to do this using I tag or em tag. Then in HTML, we had some h1 tag, then h2 tag, etc. So similarly, in Markdown language, we have hash, double hash, triple hash, and four times hash. Using double hash, the size of heading is lower than single hash. Once our file is ready, then we need to save it, right? So for saving that file, we need to commit. Commit is like saving a file permanently. We will discuss it later on, like what is history in or what is version in this version control system. So to save it, we will give some kind of label like created readme. Then we are having two options, which is commit directly to master branch or create a new branch. Uh, Branch is like if you are working in on many features simultaneously or many people are working on same project simultaneously, then by creating a branch you separate the workflow. Master branch is the main branch. It contains the production based code. So if I commit on master branch means I will save this file on a master branch. Once the file is committed, we can see here that our readme file is present, and it will show readme file's content, and you can see that I committed just now, and the history is maintained here. So you can see the history here. Now if you want to move to the previous history, means if you want to see the previous times code, then you can simply click here. It will redirect to previous history. It is like time travel. Suppose you traveled in past. So you can see our readme file is missing here because we are in past. And once we again go to present, then we can find readme file here. So we have seen how we can create a file, edit file and commit files on GitHub. Now we will move to our main part, that is how we can create an issue, how we can fork the project, how we can edit the files in it, and then how we can send pull request and how we can resolve conflicts if they occur. But before starting, let me clear one thing, that if you are working on a small project with your friends having 3 to 4 members in your team, then instead of following this approach, what you can do is you can add your friends as collaborators. By doing so, your friends can directly commit changes on your main project. So let me show you how you can do that. First of all, go to this settings tab, and under settings tab click on this manage access tab. Now click on invite a collaborator. Enter the username or email of your friend, and once you do that, your friend will receive a confirmation email. After he confirms to join your project, then he or she may directly contribute to your project. But again, this approach is only possible if you are working on a small project with having some limited number of members. But if you want to contribute on open source project having many members, this approach is not feasible. So now I will show you how you can contribute to open source projects. So first of all, let's consider this first repo as an open source project, and we are the manager of this project. Now I have another account, my personal account on GitHub. So I will show you how that personal account can contribute to this open source project, which is first repo. Now I will log in from my personal account. Now I will search this project from my personal account. Here the first name is of advanced coding, which is the author of this project, and the second word is the name of this project. So I will search here. Here is our open source project. Now from my personal account, I wish to contribute this project. So how can I do that? First of all, I will need to fork this project. It is asking me to choose an organization, but you don't have any organization as a beginner. So I will choose my personal account. It is forking, and now you can see this project is in my own account, and it is forked from advanced coding slash first repo. Now I am free to do any changes. I will simply add a new file. Suppose I will create here a program to print hello world in C language. Now by committing, we will save this file in our project. Again we have two options, which is committing on master branch, and second option is to create a new branch and save this file on our new branch. But we will commit on our master branch. Now after committing, you will see hello world.c here. Note that this change is only made in our personal repository, which is Chirayu Joshi slash first repo. And if you look here, that is from advanced coding account, who is the owner of this open source project. Here there is no hello world.c program. So we will need to say that say to advanced coding that hey, this is the file which I have created, please accept this. So first of all I will create a issue here, and again it is not compulsory, but it is a good habit to create an issue first, and if the owner of the project likes our change, then he will tell us to send pull request. So here there is no issue. Now from my personal account I will create a new issue. This is from my personal account, and I am creating a new issue on this main project. So my personal accounts create a new issue. We will give title uh, added a new feature, and in description we will provide and then we will create a new issue. Now the maintainer of this project, which is advanced coding, will see a new issue. The maintainer will see that Chirayu Joshi, which is from my personal account, has created a hello-world.c file. So we will say, okay, nice change. Now we will close and comment, means this issue will be closed. After closing, we will see that this one will go from here because there is no open issue. Okay, now we are in our personal account and we saw that advanced coding accepted the change. Now we will create a pull request so that advanced coding can update this file in his project, means the main open source project. Now I will send a pull request. As you can see, it is able to merge, means here there is no conflict. And we are sending pull request to advanced coding slash first repo, and the branch will be master branch. Now we will create a pull request from the personal account. This will be our commit name, and we can give some description here, but I will not give. And we will say create a pull request. Now I have created this pull request from my personal account. Now let's switch to our main advanced coding account. Now the advanced coding, which is the author of this project, will receive a pull request. This pull request contains the change, it contains the feature. Now advanced coding can see that Chirayu Joshi has created a pull request and he is trying, now we need to merge this pull request, but before merge we can see what changes he has made. Here he has committed, means Chirayu has created this file which is hello-world.c, and he has committed this plus means added. Files changed is hello-world.c. Now after checking all this, we will merge this pull request into our main code. Confirm merge. And here it is merged. Now we will look back to our code, and here it is hello-world.c in our main open source project, and it is contributed by Chirayu Joshi. You can watch these commits here. As I committed from my personal account, it is reflected here, and I merged the pull request, so we can see here that the pull request has been merged and advanced coding merged it. Now let's assume that after some time our advanced coding, which is the author of this project, wants to change this hello-world.c to hello-world.java, means he wants to change the language of this project. So he is free to do that. So he will change this .c to .java extension and write the code into Java language. And he commits this change into the master branch, and we will apply this change into our personal project. So this is my personal repo, and I will change this file, and I found that there is some bug here. And let's assume that we from personal account want to change this file, means we want to add some feature. Now we have created this class, and we will commit it, and after committing we will propose this change to the main open source project. So we will again send a pull request. From my personal account I am sending pull request to advanced coding. So here it says can't automatically merge. This is what I wanted, so that I can show you how to merge conflicts. Here is a conflict, which is we have created a new class and deleted that old class. So both the files, means file in our personal project and the file on our advanced coding project, they both are now different and they can't be merged. So it has generated a conflict, and we will need to merge this conflict, means advanced coding will merge this conflict. We just need to send a pull request from this personal account, and rest of things that advanced coding will handle. So we will create a pull request. Now we'll switch back to our advanced coding account, and advanced coding will see that a new pull request has arrived. Advanced coding will see that one commit was made by Chirayu Joshi, and that commit changed two files. First, this helloworld.c was deleted. This file was deleted, and second change is that helloworld.java was added, and these lines are added. So after seeing the changes, advanced coding decides that okay, this change can be uh, merged into our main code. So as the conflict is generated, we can't direct merge this pull request. First, we need to resolve the conflicts. So advanced coding resolves the conflicts, and he sees how can this conflict be resolved. This is the lines. These are the lines generated by GitHub. So we will remove these lines, and there can only be one class in our hello world.java file. It is not compulsory. So I have deleted this class, and okay, now our hello world.java is ready to go. So I will mark as resolved and commit merge. As this is commit to master branch, it asks for a confirmation. So now we are able to merge this pull request. So we will merge it from advanced coding account. Here is a notification that conflict was resolved. Now we will merge it and confirm merge. So we resolved the conflict and we merged this pull request into our master branch. And now we can see that our Java file contains the updated code in our open source project. So friends, that's it for this video. We covered almost all the important topics of GitHub. If you find this video to be helpful, then please like this video and subscribe to Advanced Coding channel. And in the next video, we are going to see how we can use Git CLI. In this video, you may find that we did many manual tasks. That all whole tasks can be simplified using Git CLI. So see you in the next video.